What's up, everybody? My name is Kason. Welcome back to another Pokemon Draft League video. Today I'm out with my lovely dog Millie. Hi Millie. Say hi. And today we're going to go over some roster changes that we made on the team. Heading into week 4, so we're just about to the midway point. This shouldn't be a huge surprise because like almost every season I change my team like once or twice typically. But I think I will probably keep the roster after these changes for the rest of the season. It's a 7-week season instead of 5. Which means 4-3 is really the record we're trying to get to, and I'm hoping that these changes will help out. I don't think we lost our other matches because the team was bad, but I think this still improves the team, which I'm excited about. So I think we had like a 105-point budget for 10 mons, maybe it was 110, I don't remember, but regardless, we had spent all of our points on all of our mons. So any changes we make when we drop something, we have to obviously pick something up of the same value or lesser value. So overall, we dropped 3 Pokemon and we added 3 new Pokemon. And I think the easiest way for me to go over this is to basically go one by one, lost or dropped versus added, in the sense that they're kind of filling what role the other one lost, right? If that makes sense? I don't know. Maybe it didn't make any sense. We'll start off with this way. First of all, we are dropping a Pokemon who actually has come to 2 weeks already, but just hasn't done quite what I wanted to do. Overall, the biggest reason for this is because it saves us 1 point, which allows us to do the other 2 transactions that I really want to make. We are dropping Al Punchino, the Medicham, and we're adding Toady Maguire, the Toxicroak, which I'm excited about. So Toxicroak's 5 points, Medicham's 6. They both have Fake Out. They both have like stuff like Upper Hand. They both have Coaching. They both have some different priority where like Medicham gets Bullet Punch. I think Toxicroak also gets Bullet Punch, but it also gets Sucker Punch. So it actually gets probably a little better priority. We don't get huge power anymore, but we do get a really nice ability, which is Dry Skin, which is a water immunity, which can be really, really nice. And it gives us a nice, strong offensive poison that can hit those fairy types super effectively. So even though it's not a fairy resist, it can hit fairy types really strong, which is really, really nice. Overall, I'm excited about Toxicroak. It's a little faster than Medicham. I think it's going to fill a similar role. Really, the only like big loss about it is that we lose Trick Room. But honestly, like I'm really excited about all the tools that Toxicroak gets. I think it might genuinely be better for our team overall, and it's 1 point cheaper. So pretty happy about that. That's a fairly simple change. So goodbye Medicham, unfortunately, but hello Toxicroak, should be a good addition. One that we are changing, and this new Pokemon is going to be a bit more expensive than the Pokemon we're getting rid of. So we are dropping Spiritomb. Spiritomb has not shown up to a battle yet. Realistically, looking at the schedule, I think the most likely situation I would have brought it was week 2 and I didn't bring it. So if that's the case, it probably doesn't need to be on the team. I used it really just because I wanted a ghost type, especially with having something like Kingambit on the team. Having a strong ghost type is really, really nice. So we instead picked up a better ghost type, which is this guy, who is, I'm like turning my hand, genuinely one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. It was probably my MVP in the first ever draft season that I ever did that helped me get to finals. So we're rocking Ceruledge. Because, yeah, it's an awesome Pokemon. Number 1, for 9 points instead of the 2 that Spiritomb was. So it costs us 7 more points. But it gives us a good ghost type that gives us fighting and normal immunity that I want to bring every week. Like Spiritomb is hard to piece together because even if you have that immunity, it's like, what are you getting done for me? And other than being bulky and sitting on the field, unless I want to set Trick Room, it doesn't always do a ton. Ceruledge can be bulky if I want it to be and can also be a really offensive threat. It gets Swords Dance, it gets Bulk Up, it can easily set up, go for things like Bitter Blade, also a strong priority user with Shadow Sneak and gets other ghost coverage like Poltergeist, Phantom Force, things like that. It gets 2 really nice abilities. It gets Flash Fire, which gives me another immunity, or it gets Weak Armor, which if it gets hit with a physical attack, defense drops by 1, but speed goes up by 2, it like doubles. So that can be really useful for draft. Unfortunately, we don't have the weakness policy item in the game anymore, but overall, really excited to use Ceruledge. The nice thing about this is that not only is it a ghost type, which just fits really well, especially with things like Kingambit, having the flash fire immunity, it's like those are two weaknesses that King Gambit has that Ceruledge covers perfectly. So even if it's getting people to second guess a little on, you know, clicking that fighting type attack or fire type attack into it, that's really nice. Also gets things like ally switch, so they could sit next to each other and you have to wonder if I'm going to click ally switch or not. So that's cool. The other part though is just having a strong fire type attacker that doesn't have to mega. And that is one of the things that I've been running into these first few weeks. Mega Pyroar is a solid mon, but if I don't mega it, it's just a regular Pyroar, and that is not a very good Pokemon, unfortunately. Which means having Ceruledge on the team means that I can have a fire type Pokemon that I want to bring to the battle, can easily bring, while still being able to Mega Arrow. Because there are matchups where Mega Aerodactyl looks so good, and I still need a fire type somewhere. There's definitely situations like that. So having Ceruledge, I think, kind of fixes that problem for me. And adding Toxicroak and Ceruledge, who are both 85 base speed, actually kind of helps fix my speed tiers a little bit too, which is really nice. So that's great. And the biggest change probably, well, I don't know if it's the biggest change, but maybe the change people will be most bummed about. Hopefully you can hear me okay. It's starting to get windy here. We are dropping a Pokemon who I've actually brought all 3 weeks so far. And unfortunately, it just hasn't done what I quite wanted it to do, and it's Mega Pyroar. So Mega Pyroar was 10 points, which is a decent amount. It's about middling, you know, we go 1 to 20 on the point-based tiers. And the thing about Mega Pyroar is, as I said in my draft recap, it does one thing and it does it really well. That's click fire attacks. There's really not much else it can do. Like, it gets stab hyper voice, but that's a normal type attack. You're never going to hit anything super effectively with that. It can Will-O-Wisp, cool, and Solar Beam, you know, if it's in the sun. And that's one thing I found is like, you know, Mega Pyroar really only works in the sun. And I can certainly set that up with Prankster Meowstic and make that work. However, if I have a 10-point Mega Pokemon that I really only want to use when I set the sun up, I found something for only 4 points that does exactly that, and I think actually might work even better in that instance. Not only that, but also gets some tools that Pyroar doesn't have. And maybe it's really because I'm a dog lover. We dropped the cat and we added the dog, Mega Houndoom. I'm excited for Mega Houndoom. It gets the solar power ability, and so in the sun, it's basically hitting just as hard as Mega Pyroar with fire type attacks, but it's also hitting insanely hard with other attacks. Things like Dark Pulse, which is now Stab. Things like Sludge Bomb that can kill fairies, Scorching Sands. It also gets Shadow Ball. I don't know if I would ever click Shadow Ball over Dark Pulse, to be honest. Stab Snarl is really cool. But there's other tools that it gets. Like everything that Pyroar gets, Houndoom also gets, plus more. It gets something like Feint. Feint is a really cool move because it's a priority that stops the Protect on the other side. That's very cool. It gets Sucker Punch, even though it is known as a special attacker. Having a priority move to pick up low health targets that potentially outspeed me, or if, you know, they have in Trick Room or something, could be useful. It also gets Howl, which is a cool support move that boosts the attack of your Pokemon next to it. And it's also a fast taunt user, which I actually love having fast taunt. I brought fast taunt with Mega Arrow on week 1 against Matt. So having another fast taunt user is really, really nice. It gets like 2 or 3 other moves too that I haven't mentioned yet that are honestly just like really cool tools, like cool pieces to use. And for draft, it is nice to be flexible. As much as Mega Pyroar does that one thing well, you know when you see it what it's going to do. Like, it's going to click a fire type attack. That's pretty much what it's going to do 99% of the time. Houndoom actually can do some other cool things, which is creative. So I figured for 6 points less, if I want to set up the sun and use Houndoom in it, you know, I can do that, and it's going to do what Pyroar does, except maybe better. And it gets some other random tools. So really the only biggest difference is it's a little slower. The other benefit, and I guess it's not a fairy resist, which is honestly whatever, because I'm looking at the rest of my schedule and I'm not facing Mega Floette anywhere. So I guess I'm not as worried about it. So yeah, I'm excited about it. The other thing about being a dark type is that you're also immune to prankster moves, which is really, really cool. So traded out a ghost immunity for a ghost resistance. Overall though, I think it's really good for my team. I think Ceruledge is going to be a really useful piece. and I think Mega Houndoom can easily fill in any spot where I would have brought Mega Pyroar. And I'm excited about Toxicroak too. This gets a lot of cool tools. So yeah, hopefully you guys aren't too upset about me dropping any of those Pokemon, but I'm excited about the changes, hoping they work out. Yeah, Millie says hi. Been to the team builder against NecroStevo. Guys have a wonderful day.
All right, guys, hopping into the week 4 matchup against NecroStevo. We are both tied for 8th place currently. We are 1-2 with a -2 game differential. We are tied for 8th. Top 6 make playoffs. So it's a big week for both of us. So we'll see how it goes. So just running down the team, you can see them at the top. They have a Noivern, Alolan Ninetales, Mega Glamora, Mega Phalanx, Basculegion Male, Orthworm, Incineroar, Clefable, Torterra, Bellibolt, and Musharna. Basically, overall, Incineroar is a really, really strong Pokemon with Intimidate, Parting Shot, Fake Out. Everybody knows what Incineroar does. Basculegion Male is probably just the best breaker in all of VGC right now. Noivern can be a really fast mon that can set Tailwind, also can use Frisk to tell what my items are, and it also gets Telepathy, which means you can do things like Sludge Wave with the Mega Glamora right next to it. They have a Weather Setter with the Alolan Ninetales, which can spam Blizzards or also go for things like Aurora Veil, and 2 scary Megas with that Glamora and the Phalanx. Now, they're kind of underused. Glamora is a very strong Mega. I'm curious to see what Phalanx does. I don't think it's the strongest in the world, but I could see it coming in this matchup. In fact, I actually expect it to come in this matchup. Clefable has nice things like Follow Me, can also be a Calm Mind Unaware setup sweeper, and Orthworm with that ability Earth Eater allows it to just basically heal up off of things like Earthquake or Stomping Tantrum from my Garchomp. And not just my Garchomp, but also the Earthquake on its partner Torterra that could come with. Torterra can also go for Shell Smash, it gets Wide Guard, can be pretty offensive. I got beat by a Scarf Torterra in playoffs last season, so I'm not going to underestimate it. Bellibolt is a really underutilized threat. It's really slow, really bulky, and can do a lot of damage with that Electromorphosis. And the Musharna also has Telepathy, so again, you can Sludge Wave next to it, can go for things like Ally Switch, and can ultimately set Trick Room. So in order to beat this team, guys, there are a couple of different things I'm going to do. Number 1, we're going to start off with our Prank Sinatra. So 0-3 KD on the season here, but Prank Sinatra did a lot of work last week. Being able to set up screens, I think, was really, really valuable. This week, we're running a somewhat offensive setup with the Light Clay item. Now, we're running Fake Out, Thunder Wave, and Psychic Noise. Fake Out and Thunder Wave feel pretty much necessary here in order to facilitate the strategies that I'm going to show you on my next 2 Pokemon here. Thunder Wave is just really good speed control. Psychic Noise is here because, honestly, it's really good into both of their Megas. It's good into Glim, it's good into Phalanx. Depending on bulk, it could potentially just one-shot Phalanx. I don't think we'll Oko Glamora, but Phalanx could certainly drop to 1 depending on the set. We've got 28 points into special attack here because, honestly, I want to be able to threaten a one-hit KO. Reflect is here because most of the Pokemon that I'm worried about this week are physical attackers. Necro does have a couple of strong special attackers with the Alolan Ninetales and the Glamora, but ultimately I think I have answers for those Pokemon. The reason we started off with the Meowstic is because I think it pairs really nicely with this Pokemon, Keanu Cleave's our King Gambit. With the Focus Sash item and Defiant ability, we've got max attack Adamant with a bunch of speed and 2 points of HP. This basically means that we are fast enough to outspeed everything on their team in Tailwind here. Ironhead, Kowtow Cleave, Sucker Punch, and Swords Dance. We don't need to get fancy this week. Honestly, Sash is here to just keep us alive and keep us from getting one-shot. If we can get an SD up, King Gambit threatens a ton of stuff. With that Defiant ability, it's also really, really nice because the Incineroar I expect to show up probably has Intimidate, which means instead of dropping 1 attack stage, we will actually go up 1 attack stage. The third Pokemon here, though, is going to be a Pokemon that's new to our team, Blade Lively, the Ceruledge here with the item Pasho Berry. Poltergeist, Bitter Blade, Brick Break, and Swords Dance. So another setup mon just like King Gambit. So basically my thought is potential leading Meowstic with King Gambit, but depending on what mons they bring, maybe Meowstic with Ceruledge game 1 could work better. 3 points into HP, and it says 25 on the screen. It's actually 27. I changed it just recently today. I forgot to change the graphic, but it allows me to live with the Pasho Berry and Adamant Wave Crash from the Basculegion Male here. So if it is Choice Scarf, we will not die on turn 1, basically is the thought here. Poltergeist is here to threaten that Basculegion really, really hard, and honestly, most of the mons on the enemy team. Bitter Blade basically hits the rest. The only exception to this is the Incineroar on the other side, which obviously is the best answer to this Ceruledge. For that, we have the Brick Break and we have Swords Dance to try and get our attack up. We've got a lot of speed here, so we were always outspeeding Basque Legion. And again, that Pasho Berry not only is for the wave crash, but it's also so that we can guarantee, kind of shake off an Aqua Jet or something like that from the Basque Legion as well. The fourth mon we're bringing this week is Katy Fairy the Primarina with the item Mystic Water to just pump up that damage from the water type attacks. This week we're running Hyper Voice, Moonblast, Hydro Pump, and Protect. Now Hydro Pump is basically here to hopefully one-hit KO certain things. So something like Mega Glamora, Incineroar, and depending on, I think if it's no Spadef, maybe even Earthworm. Don't quote me on that. But Hydro Pump can potentially pick up kills since we are full modest with the Mystic Water item. I mostly want to click Hyper Voice and Moonblast, but if I'm in a situation where I need to pick up a KO, I'm going to try and go for that. Ultimately, Protect is here to just keep it safe, and with the 21 points of speed, again, under Tailwind, we will outspeed the entire enemy team. The fifth mon we're bringing this week is Finn Diesel. This guy's only made it to one battle all season, I'm pretty sure. I brought him into 2 different weeks, but I think he's only showed up once, and that was in week 1. So I think we're going to bring him at some point this week. The one Pokemon that's really shuts this guy down is the Earthworm, but other than that, it looks pretty strong. Rock Slide, Earthquake, it's actually Brick Break. I changed this today as well, not Stomping Tantrum, and Crunch ultimately. Crunch is just to get a little bit of extra damage on Basque Legion. If it shows attack, 29 points with an Adamant Nature, and a bunch of speed allows me to basically outspeed anything on the enemy team. I'm not speed creeping, I don't think I'm speed creeping Basque Legion Scarf. I'm actually not sure about that. I don't remember. But basically, I wanted as much damage as possible while also being able to bulk up and just live a couple of specific hits. So you will notice that we're not full adamant attack. We have 11 points of HP and 12 in the defense. I don't remember what hit it is we're living, but we're living a couple very specifically. And last but not least is our Mega for the week. So even though we just picked up Mega Houndoom, it's not coming this week. Mega Aerodactyl just looks really good here. Rock Slide Dual Wing Beat honestly hits the entire enemy team basically, except for the Earthworm. Earthworm is the one mon that I really can't touch. Tailwind and Protect as well. I really thought about Wide Guard here, potentially with the Blizzard from Alolan Ninetales, but that's really only important if it's Scarf Ninetales. So if it is, hopefully we should be able to find that out early, and if that is the case, then I'll have to just rely on Meowstic to maybe Thunder Wave it and slow it down. 31 points of attack, 28 into speed with Jolly. So this means, because we've got a ton of speed investment, more than we normally ever have to, because it's 150 base speed and 123 is their fastest, but this outspeeds Choice Scarf Basque Legion. So regardless of what speed they run, we outspeed it. And we actually live a Life Orb Aqua Jet as well. I believe that is what the bulk that I have on here is, with the 2 points of HP and 5 defense, I believe. So yeah, this is a really good set, I think. Dual Wing Beat does a chunk to most of the Pokemon on the team. Mega Phalanx doesn't want to take it. Torterra doesn't want to take it. Even Basque Legion, it can deal a lot of damage too. So pretty generic set, but I'm pretty excited about it. So these are the 6 mons that we are bringing this week, guys. I feel pretty decent about the prep. Honestly, shout out to my buddy Steve for mocking with me this week. He obliterated me in mocks. The only time it went well is our last battle that we did, when I figured out a Meowstic King Gambit lead that actually worked really well. And since then, basically what he was beating me with, I expect them to bring the Alolan Ninetales. I expect the Mega Phalanx, Basque Legion, Incineroar, Bellybolt, and then honestly, anybody's guess for that 6th mon. I think it could be basically anybody. So that's what I expect to see, though. We'll see if I'm actually correct. Best of luck to NecroStevo. Should be a good battle. Let's jump into it. All right, here we go. Good luck, have fun. Looking to bounce back this week. What do we got? I'm going back to my physical note-taking also. Okay, Mega Phalanx is here. My pen's not working. Hello? There it goes. Okay. Clefable. Torterra. There's no Basque Legion. What the... Mega Glim. They brought both Megas? Earthworm, Ninetales. Okay. So not what I expected. I'm honestly not happy to see the Earthworm. So that means no matter what, Prim has to come, because it's my most reliable way to beating it. No matter what. But I think my lead of the Meowstic King Gambit still looks pretty okay. I guess worst case scenario would be an Earthworm lead. I honestly think this leads pretty well into most things, though. I'm considering bringing Cerulege in the back, but I think I may want speed control, though, just in case this is Shell Smash Torterra, and I really think Prim's got to come. As much as I would love to bring Cerulege to Game 1, I can save it for Game 2. Feel good about this. I think Scarf Chomp... I don't know, we'll see. If Earthworm's not here, Garchomp's crazy good. I think Scarf Chomp is really good if Earthworm doesn't show. So we'll see if we can get him to not bring it. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. My audio is too loud. Let me change this real quick. Yeah, I think my game sound was a little too loud. Okay. So I think I just fake out the Torterra just in case it's Shell Smash. This tells me probably follow me Shell Smash. So I think... Actually, I think I just Iron Head. I kind of want SD, but in case this is unaware Clefable, I don't know that Swords Dance gets me anything, and I need to get damage on this Clefable in case it lives a hit, which I think it probably lives one singular Iron Head. I would love to see Follow Me Shell Smash here. This would be the best turn possible. Protecting Clefable would be bad for me. We'll see what they go for. And I want to make sure to write down every single move used here. Protect. So protect on Clefable, not ideal. But we do get the fake out off, so at least like nothing crazy happening here. No protect on the Torterra. So it's possible it doesn't have it. Possible. I think Reflect is fine here. And I don't think I'm afraid of a singular like EQ or something. I mean, he could go for Headlong Rush, but with Reflect up, I feel okay on that. So I think just a Reflect Iron Head play is perfectly fine. This is probably Follow Me Shell Smash. I don't think it's Follow Me, because I think that goes off before Reflect. Okay, we are faster than both of these Mons. Good to know. And it is Babiri Berry. So it actually would have lived one anyway. It'll die to the next one, but this has got to be Shell Smash, I would think. It is. And it's faster than Clefable. Okay. And what do you go for? You are White Herb. What do you go for on Clef? Is it just a Moonblast? Flinches. Okay, we actually get lucky on turn 1. Sorry about that, Necro. I think the play is just... I mean, we're Sash, so... I think I go Arrow to dodge the EQ. I expect this to be EQ Protect. They showed Protect on turn 1. And I'm going to Kowtow Cleave. This is maybe greedy. I maybe should have just Iron Headed in case they go for Follow Me here, but I really expect an EQ Protect here. I think you run EQ with... Yep, okay. Because you have Torterra as one of... Or Orthworm as one of your 6 Mons, I expect you have Earthquake on the set, not Headlong. Yep. Would we have lived this without Sash? I don't know. Behind EQ we might. Or behind Reflect we might. We do. So we don't reveal Sash, which is kind of nice. So they don't know that. We do Kowtow Cleave. This should do... Yeah, that does a lot. That is offensive as hell. That is super offensive Torterra. And now you are fast. I mean, I think based on my spread, I think you have to be Jolly to outspeed. So I will Tailwind and Iron Head. I think that's fine. Because you protected Clefable last turn. And if I get Tailwind up, this Torterra is not really an issue. So we'll see. We're going to find out if you're Jolly here. Goes for Follow Me. Okay, I mean, I attack Clefable anyway. Goes for Woodhammer. So going into the arrow, and it is faster, so it is Jolly, I guess. Wow. Interesting. That's scary. But we should take out this Clef, and we threaten Sucker. So I think we're okay. We're not out of the woods here, but I think we're in an okay spot. Honestly, I'm thinking about this right now. That flinch on Clefable early is actually huge because we probably would have died to that EQ on Gambit. And we might be cooked. So that was actually really fortunate, I think. So I think this is my best play to just go Meowstic here because I have Fake Out Pressure. So I can stop this Torterra from, you know, like killing anybody this turn. And actually, this is even better. I think I can get... This is even better. I can just Psychic Noise the Phalanx here, right? Can I do that? Because Sucker will always kill Torterra. Like, if he has Protect, he protects, right? He's not going to Shell Smash again. Is that greedy? I don't think it's greedy. I think it's okay. I think it's okay to Psychic Noise here and then just sucker the Torterra. If Torterra attacks, it will die, and then Psychic Noise will go off before Phalanx does. Because I can't let this Phalanx also set up, because if I do, I'm cooked. Does have Protect. So we've seen the full set. Woodhammer, EQ, Shell Smash, Protect. So Sucker fails, obviously. Do we... Is there any chance we one-shot here? Holy shit, Meowstic. Is that a crit, or is it just kill? Wow. Meowstic, Prank Sinatra, baby. Holy cow. Prank Sinatra is goated right now. That may have just saved the game. Now, I feel like the obvious play for him is to protect again, but I just always T-Wave the Ninetales, and I think attempt to sucker, I think. Do I do that? Do I call the double protect? I don't know if I can risk it. I think he's going to double protect, but I don't know if I can risk it. I think I have to try to sucker here. I guess what I could have done is instead of T-Waving the Ninetales, I could have just Psychic Noised to sucker, and then if he misses the double protect, but if he lands a double protect, then I think I'm cooked. He does land a double protect. 33% chance. Sucker wouldn't have killed anyway because he protected, but he does get it. So, what do you got here? It's just Blizzard, so Ninetales will kill King Gambit. Okay, so... Now we go Prim, and now we still have Reflect up, I believe. We should. I need to... Does Meowstic live in EQ here? From what I'm seeing on the calc, if he's Jolly, which I think he has to be, there's a role for us to live EQ. And if he does that, Prim is still alive. But I think he knows that Prim beats Ninetales. I don't think he's going to risk the EQ. I think he's going to Woodhammer. I think he's going to Woodhammer on the Prim slot. So I am going to protect here. Show me Woodhammer, please. Show me Woodhammer into Prim. If you EQ here and I die on Meowstic, then I lose. Let's go. Oh, let's go, baby. That should win us the game. That should win us the game, aside from... Yeah, I won't even speak it into existence. But... We should have this game now. And it's fully paired. We would have lived one, and Prim always beats this thing anyway, I think? Maybe not. Actually, single target Hyper Voice does more because we're Mystic Water. So... Yeah, I think we would have lived one more Blizzard. It is fortunate that they got fully paired there. We actually got we got pretty fortunate this game, honestly. Turn 1... Getting the flinch was fortunate. I think he might just be thinking about how he bounces back in game 2. I don't think he's considering like what play to make, but maybe. Psychic Noise does 35%. Nice. Hyper Voice leaves it on 1. No shot. All right, as long as we don't double freeze, we win. Please don't double freeze. That would be super annoying. We don't double freeze. I clicked the wrong slot. I don't think that matters, but just in case, I will Psychic Noise right slot. I think Meowstic's going to pick up 3 KOs this game, which is actual insanity. Yeah. Good job, Prank Sinatra. So yeah, that full para, I don't think mattered, unless he clicked Freeze Dry, but even then, I think we would have lived one. I don't think it mattered. I think it only would have mattered if you get the freeze, but the flinch early might have mattered depending on what Clefable went with. So hopping into game 2, what are his adjustments here? Torterra was really good. I expect him to bring Torterra again. Maybe he goes Glim instead of Phalanx, seeing that Meowstic one-shot it. I could still see him going Clefable though, because without the flinch, like maybe that goes a little better early. I'm thinking about this Mega Arrow Chomp lead. Like, this was something that I wanted to try. The only thing that deters it is Orthworm. But honestly, if you lead Orthworm, you're going to lead it with Torterra, right? Because you're going to EQ next hit for the heals. And if that's the case, then Mega Arrow can just one-shot with Dual Wing Beat, because this is fully offensive Torterra. So I think this is okay. As much as I loved the Meowstic King Gambit lead game 1, I think Chomp Arrow leads well into literally everything except for Orthworm. And if it's Orthworm, it should be Torterra, right? So it begs the question, do I just keep Arrow and not Chomp? I could go Arrow with something else. Like I could go Sero. Nah, I'm changing my mind. I'm sticking with the Scarf Chomp. I'll stick with this. I'm okay with this. So Arrow Chomp, Ceruledge, and Prim. I'm bringing Ceruledge too because if they bring Orthworm, I think Ceruledge could help with that matchup. They do bring the Orthworm. It's what I said, though, next to Torterra. So we pressure really hard with Dual Wing Beat here. Like, really hard. I'm pretty sure it just Okos. So I think I just slam this Dual Wing Beat. Don't even think about it. And then I could Brick Break the Orthworm. I don't think it's going to do a tremendous amount of damage, though. Maybe 30%. If he Iron Defenses, I don't love it. I think I could very easily go into one of these other two Mons here while I do a Wing Beat. Because you're not going to EQ here. There's zero chance you EQ. I think you either protect or you swap. I don't think you risk this. We didn't show Dual Wing Beat yet, I don't think. But I think he should know we just Oko. Because we saw how much damage it took from Kowtow. There's no way Dual Wing Beat doesn't kill. So going to Ceruledge, what do you got? He stays in. This has got to be a protect then. There's no way. There's no way he risks this, I don't think. He helping hands Torterra. I mean, this is fantastic for me. No shot, we missed Dual Wing Beat. Oh, God. Where did I know? Wow, that is brutal. I'm stunned. I can't believe he just stayed in there. He risked a 90% attack Oko. Like 90% of the time we just kill Torterra and he gets no progress there because he helping handed. That's crazy. Yeah, I guess that makes up for the flinching game 1 though, because now I'm gonna be real. I don't think I have an answer for this anymore. That was my answer. It was a 90% chance. I don't think Ceruledge Okos. I know that this is fast Torterra, so it's going to outspeed my Prim. Chomp does not pressure anything, really. I think I go Prim, and then... Oh, man. Is there any chance I outspeed this thing? I mean, you either protect on the Bitter Blade. Do I kill with Bitter Blade? I think I actually do kill with Bitter Blade, so I will protect on the Woodhammer here. And then just Bitter Blade Orthworm, because I think... I mean, I was wrong before, but I think you just protect here. And I don't know if Orthworm has protect. I know Torterra does. No, he's just helping hands again. Oh, please tell me this is Wood... I don't think it's Woodhammer, though, because you don't need it. Did he really just EQ? And he doesn't know that he's faster than my Prim. Man, he is just going for it. He is risking this, like, every time. He's Akaberry Orthworm. Oh, I'm going to get... I think I'm going to get legitimately 4-0'd. I can't believe how he's playing this Torterra. That's crazy. He's just, like, completely unafraid of just dying. Fair play. He's going to heal this up. I'm pretty sure we die to Helping Hand. Yeah. Woof. GG's game 2. Damn. I mean, that Dual Wing Beat miss was tough. Because I think turn 2, no matter what comes in, I literally can just Tailwind and attack. And I think I'm on cruise control to sweep this game. But without the speed control, I guess I should have just bitter bladed the Torterra. That's on me. I have to lock into something. So the only win con I have is to flinch stuff. So I think I just attack here with either voice or pump. Probably voice, right? I will Moonblast, actually, to get guaranteed damage on a Torterra to try and take it out, and then just hope for a Rock Slide flinch. If I get a Rock Slide flinch, there's maybe a way into this game. But I need to, like, multiple flinches. So that does 10%. If we can flinch right here, we might be able to kill with a Moonblast. Nope. Okay. Torterra. I think Torterra is just going to claim 4 here. Well, that's a bummer. That dual wing beat miss was brutal. This Torterra has gotten 3 KOs, probably going to get 4. He risked it all on turn 1 on a 90% chance in my favor, and damn. Yeah, I mean, I just keep clicking Rock Slide. So what do I do for game 3 here? Because this game's super over. How do I come back here? I feel like I have to go Meowstic lead game 3. It doesn't need to be King Gambit, but Meowstic was something. No flinch, so he's going to Earthquake again. Might be able to make it a 3-0. That's Iron Defense. If we can, like, crit or flinch once. I know that Prim has to come. Honestly, I feel like the 4 for game 3 are the same 4, except instead of Garchomp, it's Meowstic. Because I expect him to bring... Body Press doesn't kill. Sorry, I'm not even focusing on the game right now, because I'm just trying to think of how I went for game 3. But I'm trying not to be salty here, because I did get kind of lucky game 1. I don't know if it was as big as the miss on Dual Wing Beat, because it turned what I think would have been probably a very likely win for me, like very likely into a guaranteed loss. But the Iron Head flinch was something game 1. It depends on what he clicked, I don't know. Well, that's fine. We got one more game. I think it's Meowstic plus Arrow, probably. Get Tailwind up. If I get speed control, I think I win. I think I just need speed control. Shake it off, let's bounce back. I think it's always Meowstic. It's just whether I want it King Gambit, Ceruledge, Arrow. If I go Meowstic, Ceruledge pressures, Ninetales, it pressures Torterra at least somewhat. Does okay into Phalanx. Glim would be the worst one, I guess, but I could just Psychic Noise that. I think the safe play, though, is just Meowstic Arrow, right? Because that basically guarantees me Tailwind. I think they would have to go, like, maybe Glim Ninetales for me to guarantee not get Tailwind. And I need Prim in the back guaranteed. I think it's Ceruledge. These are the 4 mons they said in last game that I think need to show here. King Gambit might be okay, too, but I feel okay about these 4 mons. I just need to... I need to have Fake Out pressure on turn 1. And I need to hit my dual wing beats. We are going to land our attacks. We're going to land our attacks. And we're not going to flinch them. RNG free game, please. Alright. Phalanx Admirer is cool. It's same lead as last game. Okay. So I'm very glad I changed it. And I think I always fake out, right? It's always, always, always a fake out into Torterra. Not going to let him Shell Smash, not going to let him Woodhammer. And as much as I'd love to dual Wing Beat, I think Tailwind is the safe play. Because he could protect here also. He didn't last time, but he certainly could this time. Now that I've revealed dual Wing Beat. So I don't think there's any downside to this. We'll see if he protects this time. He didn't switch out. So he is not afraid of this dual wing beat. He does protect, though. Okay. He protects this time. I still can't believe that he didn't protect last time, but what are you going to do? So blocks the fake out. We get the Tailwind up. I mean, I don't think there's any world Heavy Slam kills me, right? Goes for Iron Defense. Okay. So here's the deal. He's going to set up Iron Defenses. Primarina, we have to keep healthy to kill this Orthworm. I'm going to Reflect. Actually, I'm just looking at the 4. What do I think he has in the back? I don't think he brought Clefable, so it's going to be Ninetales and a Mega. I think I always need Reflect up here. And then I Dual Wing Beat. Terry Crews, come on, buddy. Land this Dual Wing Beat, please. I need you to land this. I mean, he could easily go Glim here on a Dual Wing Beat. But I don't know what that gets him because we'd still be outspeeding. He's risking it. Please land. We do land. Oh, that's an easy KO. Wow, that's actually so upsetting. That last game would have been so different. It's an easy one-hit KO. It's not even close. I did 59% on the first hit. And it hits twice always. Body Press should not... Yeah, it's not even a 2-hit KO behind Reflect, which is good. I think the strategy right now is ignore the Orthworm completely and make sure Prim can kill it later. And if he's body pressing, that means he doesn't have Heavy Slam, which means he might literally have Shed Tail as his 4th move and not be able to touch Sarah Ledge at all. So I think Thunder Wave Rock Slide is my play every single time, right? This could be Protect from Ninetales. I guess I could have... You know, the safer play, I guess, could have been protecting Arrow here. Because I expect to Protect from Ninetales, right? Have we seen Protect from Ninetales? I'm trying to remember if we saw that or not. On second thought, to stall Tailwind, if he has Protect, he's going to click it. So I guess I could have Thunder Waved and protected on Arrow. Or even go like Sarah Ledge here. That wouldn't have been a bad play either, but he does protect Ninetales. So I could have played that a little better. But assuming it's Body Press... I thought that was his Rock Slide for a second. Any chance we get a flinch? No flinch, goes for Iron Defense. He is now +4 defense. So next Body Press should KO my Arrow. I will Psychic Noise and Rock Slide here, I think. I could T-Wave, but honestly, I think this double up kills. Because Psychic Noise, I think, did like 35% last time. So... There's no Veil up. I think this is the play. Okay. This also covered... Oh yeah, 68%. Last time Psychic Noise did 35. So I believe this should kill. Please KO. It lives on 1%. Oh man, brutal. Gonna land the Blizzard. So that is just going to clean KO the Arrow. Living on 1% is wild. I don't know the rolls though. That might have been a roll in his favor. I'm really not sure. We might have high rolled on Arrow, to be honest, and low rolled on Meowstic. Body Press doesn't KO. So I think my play is always Prim here. Because this is +4 defense on Orthworm. But I think it's shown that it doesn't have any other attacks. Prim behind Reflect should take a body press really well. So I think the only way this goes poorly is if I miss T-Wave. So I need old Prank Sinatra to hit this T-Wave. Right, because I need to outspeed. No Tailwind. I will try to T-Wave, and I don't think Hydro Pump Oko's Orthworm, so I will Hyper Voice to try and 2-hit KO it. Because I think Hyper Voice should 2-hit KO. It depends on if he... it might be dependent on if he's Max Spadef. If he's Max Spadef, I think there's a chance he could live 2 hits. Prank Sinatra's been clutch, though. I need Prank Sinatra to hit this T-Wave. Protect. Okay. Makes sense. So you probably body pressed the Meowstic, right? Hyper Voice, how much does this do? It's not going to KO, but I think it should be a 2-hit KO. That did 48%. Orthworm kills Meowstic. Oh boy. This is going to be very, very close. Very, very close. Depends on what he has in the back. I feel like it's probably... It's probably Glim. Glim would be worst case scenario, I think. Clefable would be easy dub. What do you go for here? You go for Blizzard. I guess if you have Freeze Dry, you go for it. Is there any chance Hyper Voice doesn't kill at 41%? It did 48 last time. Like, I'm so tempted to Sword Stance here and Hyper Voice. But if you freeze Prim, I'm just worried if Hyper Voice doesn't kill here. So I'm just going to Bitter Blade here. Has Freeze Dry. Doesn't Oko, obviously. Please no freeze. I don't remember if that has a chance. Doesn't freeze. Bitter Blade is going to do just a little bit because he's like +4 Akaberry. That does 10%. But that should guarantee a KO from Prim. We are faster than Orthworm. So this should be a double KO. Holy crap. This game is so close, dude. Yeah, it depends on what you have in the back. Mega Glim, we could still lose. Mega Phalanx, I think we guaranteed win. I think. Clefable, we definitely guaranteed win. So the only way we can lose is potentially Mega Glim. It is Mega Glimora. So this is not over. If I'm him, I'm killing Prim, right? Because Saraledge can't Oko. So I Poltergeist here, because I think you Sludge Bomb or Sludge Wave, whichever one you have. You don't Power Gem the Saraledge here, because I could one-hit KO with Hyper Voice single target. So I Protect here, always on Prim. If he Spiky Shields here, then it's a really good play. Maybe I should have SD'd here. I think you always Sludge Bomb or Sludge Wave here. Goes for the Mega. Please no Spiky Shield. If he Spiky Shields, I'm going to have to land a double Protect. We Protect first, which means he did not Protect. Please show me Sludge Wave and not Power Gem. Or Sludge Bomb. Let's go, dude. Saraledge, I need you to land this. Yeah, we eat that Sludge Wave, no problem. It's not a 2-hit KO. Huge. This has to be a 2-hit KO. There's no way it doesn't 2-hit KO, right? 54%. Okay. I don't think there's a reason not to Poltergeist Hyper Voice here because you can't KO both in the same turn. This is a... Yeah, this is a 90% win chance. If you Power Gem Saraledge, I win. If you Sludge Wave, I just need to land Poltergeist. Okay. Saraledge, please, please, please land this. Please land this, dude. Blade Lively. Please land this. Oh, man. It's so frustrating. Oh, that's so frustrating. I lose now. Oh, damn. We're going to go 1-3. GG. GG to Necro. Damn. Yeah, GG's. I'll probably do a post-game thing or something. I need to gather my thoughts. I'm a little frustrated right now, so yeah, I'll gather my thoughts and I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. But yeah. All right, guys. So week 4 is in the books. As I've said, this is a 7-week season. So we are not out of it, but we got to win 3 games in a row. To talk about this last game, I'm not going to lie. I'm a little frustrated, but I think one thing I normally take pride in is that I'm normally... A lot of people get very salty when they play Pokemon. And I really try not to. I really try my best to not do that because I think I'm normally good as a person of not getting upset about things that I can't control. That last turn hurt because it was literally the final turn. And so I know, like, in that exact moment, like if you forget about every turn before that, 90% of the time I win the game. That reminded me of the time I played against Diet Tight in the playoffs. I had just made like a miracle run to make playoffs, and I think I played a really good game. And he ended up critting me like 3 times with Salamence. And on the final turn, I would have won the game if he didn't crit me, and he got the 4.5% chance crit or whatever. So it kind of reminded me of that. My RNG was not nearly as bad this game as it was that time, but it hurts when it's the final turn, or when it's like a deciding turn that you know for a fact the game would have been over. Like there's no like second guessing. It's like, oh no, the game was over if that 90% lands. Having said that, I kind of touched on it during the game. I didn't ask Necro what he did with Clefable game 1. But if he went for like Moonblast or something like that into King Gambit, I think I was probably cooked, because I would have died to the double up of Moonblast and Earthquake. And I wouldn't have Sucker Punch pressure, which would have changed the game. So I can't guarantee that I would have lost, but it would have been harder. Fun fact, I was actually Adamant Arrow instead. I was supposed to be Jolly. My set here says Jolly. In the game, I apparently didn't change the nature, so I was Adamant. So I actually, if I was running the set I meant to run, I would have actually outsped the Shell Smashed Torterra. So ironically, that game 1, we were talking about like the flinch and that mattering. He got the Woodhammer off. If I was running the appropriate spread, I would have actually outran the Torterra. And even if I'm Jolly, I still one-hit KO with Dual Wing Beat. So kind of a crazy circumstance. The game 1, the one where the speed mattered, was the game I won, so it really didn't matter. Game 2, yeah, I don't know. I don't have much words for turn 1. I could have played better after that. I guess I should have just been attacking Torterra, because that was like a bigger threat into like my Primarina and stuff like that. Yeah, I just got calls wrong. I just thought he was going to protect or play it safe or something, and then the 90% Dual Wing Beam miss, I think, just kind of cooked the game. I don't think there's any case to tailwind there on turn 1. I really don't, because then I'm again just sacrificing my arrow. Like 90% chance is 90% chance. Like I have to take that 90% chance. Sometimes it won't work. Game 3, he got the double protect. That actually didn't matter really, because we sucker punched, and so like sucker punch only works if they clicked an attacking move. So even if he failed to protect, it wouldn't have mattered. So the fact that he got the double protect didn't really matter. But yeah, the turn at the end, I could have played it better. So, and sorry, this is like just not super organized, but I'm just kind of like speaking from the heart here. So 2 turns prior to that, I'm thinking back, like if I could have played it more optimally, and I think I could have. I should have calced whether Hyper Voice was a guaranteed kill on Earthworm. I wasn't sure if it was. And so that's why I made the safe play of Bitter Blading, which I don't like hate myself for that play. However, if I'd clicked Swords Dance there like I wanted to, and just clicked Hyper Voice and KO'd the Earthworm, I am now at a +2 Ceruledge and the Primarina. Granted, I still have to hit the Poltergeist, but assuming in that world where I hit my first Poltergeist, +2 Poltergeist would have killed. However, that also gets to like the mind game of, if I was in that situation, I probably wouldn't have protected Primarina. I probably would have just Poltergeisted and went for Hyper Voice, because in that spot, like there's more of a read, because he knows that Ceruledge can KO. Anyway, I don't know if that makes any sense, but I just want to say thank you guys for always watching and supporting. This has been a tough season. I can be playing better. There's things I can be doing better. And if I had played a little better in a couple of these weeks, maybe I would have won despite the RNG. I guess is kind of what I'm saying, right? So it's one of those things that's frustrating, but ultimately I need to look at what I can control. And what I can control is I can play better, you know? So I've been in this spot before, legitimately like a handful of times. I think maybe 5 or 6 times in my life now, where I've had to win like 3 out of 4, win 3 in a row, 4 in a row, something like that, go on a run. And only one time have I not done it. I've only failed to make playoffs once. And I don't plan on starting that train. I plan to still make it. So we're not done. We're not out of it. We got 3 more weeks. I'm going to try and play my best, try and bounce back. I still really love my team, and I like the changes that I made. I think Ceruledge is a beast. Had I not missed that Poltergeist, we would have won this game. I think it's a great mon. I think Mega Houndoom for budget is like maybe not as good as Pyroar, but it does a very similar thing for way less points. And I like Toxicroak. So I like my team. I really hope I can win 3 weeks in a row, because I'm hoping to play with this team for a while, because I like it a lot. But anyway, thank you guys as always for supporting. I really do appreciate it. Sorry to ramble on here, but yeah. This one was tough. Just had to talk about it. So thank you guys as always. We'll catch you in week 5. Have a good one.